We're back again with our creative parenting expert, Nikki Bush, talking about the importance of a father's role in a child's life. Earlier on, we highlighted the Papa effect, nothing to do with Papa Smurf, but everything about being present, available, being proud of your child, being protective and attentive as well. Let's talk about how a father's role in a child's life influences the relationships that they form with other people.
Kat, it's so important that fathers climb in the early years because children will expect to be treated by others as they were treated by their dads. So a girl, for example, when she's going out with a boy, will model what happened. Yeah. So if her dad was respectful to her, she will expect to be respected by the boy. If dad didn't role model that, well, then that's the bar that he set. So it's really important. How will a boy treat a girl or a partner in life will be very much determined by how respectful dad was in his treatment of his son. And it's things like self-esteem, self-confidence. Dads have a huge impact on that.
Yeah. Now, I experienced this on a personal level with my sister, where I play a bit of the father figure in her life between trying to be the person that instills discipline, but also being tender and soft towards her when she needs that emotional cushion. How important is that for fathers to keep that balance?
So dads need to keep the balance between being tough and being tender. We need dad to be out there for us, but we also need that soft, gooey, mushy heart at the same time. and it's a fine line, obviously, but it's all about the daily little interactions with your children, how you put them to bed, how you wake them up in the morning. And dads are increasingly doing a lot of this stuff that used to predominantly be mum stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, roles are changing in the 21st century. Let's talk about something that maybe dads could internalize, questions that they can ask themselves to ensure that they are working towards the strengthening of this relationship with their children.
So as a guideline, it's quite nice to look back and reflect on your own childhood. So what did your dad do for you that was beneficial, that set you up positively? And what did your dad maybe not do that you would have liked, that maybe is a gap for you? And how did it make you feel? And if you actually look at some of the positives and the negatives in terms, I mean, none of us are perfect parents, of course. But if you actually look at those positives and negatives, you can often see that the consequences, the chain reaction of what happened because of those things. And just a little example, I remember in my very first job, I used to have breakfast at the table every morning. My dad would be there, and he would always look at what I had put on to wear for the day. And he would always give me his opinion of how I had dressed for the day. And, you know, I remember that to this day. Every morning when I get dressed, I think, OK, what would Dad have said about this? You know, and it's a little bit like, that's too revealing, or that, you know, and you know, we look for that input because, in a way, our parents are mirrors for us.
Absolutely. Oh, Nikki, thank you so much. As always, we do appreciate your advice and your expertise. And I think by far the most important lesson is that Papa effect, if you remember it, as a father out there, to be present, to be available, to be proud, to be protective, and to be attentive towards your children.